Hey, good morning. It's Coach Jill, and welcome to the Tuesday morning group coaching call. So glad you're all here with me and really excited. We had a great call last night. We actually kind of ran out of time last night, but we're going to follow up with a few things this morning, and I'm really excited to be here. So we are actually in week 7 of the program, which would be level 2, week 3, going into this week. Good morning, Penny.
Good morning.
Going into this week, you will be starting to really look at your juice cycling schedule. Now, this is if you started with us in April. So we have the largest group that started with us in April. If you're not at that point, let us know where you're at. Feel free to open the chat and pop in there and let me know where you're at. The chat is enabled, so you can chat with us here. Anyway, so if you are in week 7, that means you're starting to plan your weeks. And we talked a little bit about this last night, the rules of a successful week. And you have to have one A day and you have to have one C day. And the rest is really up to you based on your schedule and what's going on in your life. So this is a great time to connect with your coach. Because thanks, Bella. This is a great time to connect with your coach because this is where you're going to really learn to customize the program for yourself. So you're going to learn how to put your weeks together and how to really formulate the best plan for you. So what does that mean? What does that look like for you? Well, if you are if you still have a lot of weight to lose, then maybe you need a few more A days, and that's not so bad. By this point, you should be getting used to those A days, and you should have a good strategy for your A days. And they shouldn't be so difficult anymore. And if they are difficult, then let's talk about that. Let's figure out why you're struggling with those A days and what's going on. Are you not supporting your body enough? Let's talk about it. So, really, the bulk of your days, if most of your schedule is B days, perfectly fine. You absolutely can lose weight doing B days, partial juice fasting days. You absolutely can do that. And that's what a lot of us do now in the maintenance phase of this. We do a lot of B days. So it's adding in a couple juices per day, making sure that we're moving our bodies, and that's the perfect way to do it. So you're going to be pairing proper fitness with whichever days that you decide to add into your schedule. So realize that if you choose A days, you do need to pare down that activity. So it can either be a rest day, you can do restorative type fitness, things like yoga, stretching, foam rolling, you can get a massage, acupuncture, take a light walk, things like that. Those are perfectly appropriate on an A day. If your body's feeling tired and fatigued on an A day, then that's an indication to you that you need to listen to your body and you need to rest. So then make it a rest day. The body is not meant to go and work out 7 days a week. You do need to incorporate those rest days in to get the maximum out of your body. Your body needs time to heal, needs time to rest. So same thing with if for some reason you're not getting enough sleep. The body needs sleep in order to do all the good things that it needs to do for you. So you have to ensure that you're getting enough sleep each night to allow the body to do that. And your body does its best work when it's sleeping. So make sure that you're taking that time. Make that a priority. Start to end your night a little bit early. If you tend to be a night owl, start to reorganize how you're doing things. Don't be working up until that last minute. Don't, I can remember when my daughter was little, I'd be folding laundry at 11:30 at night. Take that time, put it aside, and realize it's still going to be there in the morning, and it's really important for you to get your rest. Super important. So make it a priority. Start to shut down at a certain time so that you make sure that you're getting minimally 6 hours of sleep. 6 hours is really the minimum. You want at least that. If you can get more, great. If you don't need more, that's good too. If your body just naturally wakes up after 6 hours of sleeping, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But you really do want to get that good, solid 6 hours of sleep. So, and one of the things that I do, and I always talk about this, I'm a big proponent of this, you have to shut down at night. You virtually have to shut down. So walk away from all the electronics, the laptops, the TVs, the cell phones, Put it down, shut it off, put it on silent, let it go, allow your brain that time to rest so that you can get a really good night's sleep. Your brain needs to go into REM sleep in order for you to get really good rest. And all of our electronic devices keep the brain functioning at that high level and don't allow it to go into REM. So you may sleep, but it doesn't mean that you're in a restful sleep. So make sure that you're taking that time to shut down and walk away from those electronics. Doesn't mean that you can't read a book. Doesn't mean that you can't journal. Do things like that. But just walk away from those electronic screens for a while every night. Okay. Let's see. Some of the other things that we talked about, we were having a really good conversation last night. We're talking a lot about motivation and a lot about, finding your support when you don't have support at home. And that can be a really tough struggle when you've decided to do something good for yourself. You've made this decision. You're in the process of doing this program. You're eating better. You're moving your body more. And you're feeling really good, and yet you have people around you who are saying, why are you doing that? Why do you need to do that? Oh, come on, just eat this. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. And once again, I'm going to tell you, and this is why we have you do your Widenity when you first start this program. You need to decide why you did this. Why did you start this in the first place? What was your motivation? And you need to continuously go back to that. When somebody is telling you, no, you don't need to do this, you need to figure out your why, not their why, your why. And you need to look within and say, all right, this is why I'm doing this. And, it's really difficult when your family, I've had several clients who come from Italian families, they're like, oh, I can't not eat. Well, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it's really up to you to say, what, these are the things that I will eat. This is what I am doing. I'm asking you to support me during this time. Can it be difficult? Yeah, it can. But realize that you're making yourself better for not only you, but when you make yourself better, you're going to be there for your family. So don't forget and don't sell yourself short on that. Make sure that you are, re-examining that Widenity on a regular basis. And it is something that you're going to have to update. Penny, how often do you update your Widenity?
Probably, I don't know, every couple of months. Like I revisit it and make sure, I'm doing the right thing. I would also say that this problem of people, family, and friends not supporting you is a common one. And it's always shocking when you run up against it because you think, okay, I've made this decision, I'm doing a good thing for me, and everybody's going to be happy. And, there's always going to be one person. I would, bet my last dollar, there's always someone for everyone that's going to go, well, I don't know, you're too thin, I think you look fine. That's going to be, the bearer of bad news for you. And it's probably the person you least expect to be that way. And it's, like I said, I think everyone's going to have to cope with it somewhere down the line at some point. And you just have to realize, speak up, be strong. This is, that you're doing what you need to do for yourself and for your health. And it's only going to make you a better person and make you a better person for your own loved ones, to be able to take care of them better. So I do revisit my Widenity often, just to keep myself on track. It doesn't always mean I change it, but I do stay in touch with it. Let me put it that way.
I love that. And yeah, there are going to be times that it's tough, where you're feeling like you have no support, where you're feeling, and we always want to think that our family is going to be there to support us no matter what, and that can be a very difficult thing when suddenly the people that you love and trust the most don't seem to be there and be supportive for you. That's a big struggle. It's a big inner struggle. And I will tell you that every one of us on this program, every one of us coaches have experienced it. We understand it. Yeah, Paula says, well, identity can go hand in hand with your vision board, and then it's there for you daily. Exactly, exactly. You know, so realize that these two pieces are huge. And when you first started this program, we asked you to do your identity. Maybe you didn't, maybe you weren't really serious about it. Maybe you just did it because, oh, I need to get it done. Well, maybe it's time to go back and take a look at that and say, okay, did I really answer these questions honestly? Did I really think about this? And don't be afraid to get real with yourself. I think that can be the most difficult. We can be so real with other people, but we don't want to get honest and real with ourselves a lot of times, and that's a big piece of this. So, and it's not about being critical with yourself. It's about being kind, and it's about realizing, okay, what do I need to do for me? What do I want to do for me? And what am I willing to do for me? And look at that, and sit down with that identity and figure out, okay, do I need to change this? Is this really how I feel? Is this really what I want? And yeah, it's something that's going to need to be revised as you go through this program and continuously on. I also sit down probably every other month or so and reevaluate. Same thing with my vision board. I'm constantly, revising that as well. And it's funny because one of our members said that she doesn't actually take things off of her. She just keeps putting things over it so she can, go back. And I have to start to do that because I have a tendency to take them off. But I need to start to add things over it and just keep, layering it. So I like that idea. Penny, what you're shaking your head?
No, don't take them off. Never take them off. I don't take them off unless they've come to fruition. Like if they've come true and I'm happy, I'll take it off. But typically, I layer over them. I make room for new ones. So I never take them off.
Well, she said she leaves them, even when they come to fruition, she leaves them
Does
on.
she?
Yeah, and I thought really interesting concept. I like that take on it.
I have to try that. But yeah, I rarely take them off.
So. Yeah. So, and you know what? I know we get a lot of feedback on vision boards. Do I really need to do a vision board? Is this really necessary? Isn't this just sort of a crafty project? It's not a crafty project. It really isn't a crafty project. I mean, it can be as elaborate or as simple as you want it to be. But this is really about looking within yourself and deciding, what do I want? Do you want the bigger life? Do you have dreams? Do you have goals? You should. If you don't, you should. Everybody should. And, if you make them simple and easily achievable, you don't really challenge yourself. Does it feel good to accomplish them? Yes. But think about those bigger dreams, those bigger goals, and imagine that feeling of accomplishment when you achieve a small goal, and imagine 10xing that. Imagine how that would feel in your life. Pretty amazing. So, don't be afraid to dream big. And, Drew always says this. He's always says that when you dream, make those dreams and make those goals so big they make you nervous. And they should make you nervous because that's what's going to get you to keep pushing forward and striving for it. Get nervous about it, And if you're not feeling nervous, maybe the goal's not big enough. And it doesn't mean that you have to achieve it all in one chunk. It doesn't mean that at all. Just like this program, just like our program, it's baby steps. 1% better each day, working towards those goals. 1%, 1%, 1%. All right, well, with that, we're going to wrap up today. If you have questions, please let us know. Make sure that you're connecting with your coach. You need to connect with your coach. And check in. We want to know what's going on with you. So we will be back next Monday. In the meantime, if you have questions, connect with us, post them on the wall, or email your coach. So have a great day and a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.